Welcome, everybody, to Gamer Like Dad podcast.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
This is our very first episode of Gamer Like Dad.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're using those voices for a reason, but we'll let you know that reason later, right?
That's right.
But we'd like to actually, first of all, welcome everybody who's listening and watching.
Yep.
To this podcast. Guys, we are super excited. I'm going to introduce myself. I am the host for now. We might do a little round table hosting, but I'm starting us off on this very first episode. My name is Chris Larson, and am I the official Gamer Like Dad? I don't know. I'm Gamer Like Dad, and guess what? To my right is actually my dad.
Mark Larson, and I am Elder Geek Gamer on YouTube, and proud to be this guy's dad and this guy's granddad. I know.
I'm going to hold back the tears. Might get emotional, though. But yes. And to my left is the one who's going to hold us all together, keep things even keel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am Bentley Larson, also a gamer like dad, but also a gamer like grandpa, or as we like to call him, Gamepaw.
Gamepaw.
We do call him Gamepaw.
That is true.
That is true.
A title I wear proudly.
Yes. But guys, we are three generations. Bentley, do we give ages? Bentley's in his teens. I'm in my 40s. And this man...
In January, I had 70.
Oh my goodness. 70.
Mama.
I don't know if you guys know, those listening and watching, many 70-year-old serious gamers and collectors.
Still there.
I don't.
Still there. You know, and if you think about my dad, he didn't have video games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm the first generation that could actually have and talk about video games going back into the late 60s and early 70s.
That's insane.
So, yeah, I know.
So as you guys can imagine, we have a lot of subjects to talk about.
Yep.
Having this span of ages and experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be able to bring, just talking about the podcast, a little introduction to the podcast. The reason I wanted to start this podcast was really to document, what's the word I'm looking for? Really just kind of have a record of history of experiences that I've had with my dad, and really want to record his experiences with gaming, in this medium that we all love and use nowadays and almost take for granted.
Yep.
And, just put that down in video form and share that with the world, your experiences, my experiences, and
Bentley's experiences.
Yeah. Because we all have very different tastes.
Yeah, we all share some really common things about video games and what we like. And this goes without saying, this is a family-friendly podcast. We're going to do our best to keep it that way. That doesn't mean I won't get a little oddball every so often, because that's the way I am. But
as we mentioned earlier, you guys are going to, those listening and watching, you'll probably see our antics, but also hear many dad jokes being thrown your way. And this is why we have this guy over here, Bentley, to field all those dad jokes and, throw them out, probably throw most of them out.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you. By the way, Bentley just got his driver's license today.
Woo! Little soft clap in the background.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yes. Ooh, good reference.
Original one.
Yeah, so he's legal. He's on the streets.
Totally. I can just see the girls now. Oh, Bentley, I don't have a ride today. Could I get a ride with you? Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, Bentley's just shaking his head for all those listening. Yep.
Oh, well.
But anyway, so yeah, that's one of the main goals. That's the reason I started it. And also just to talk about, there's so many cool things coming down the pike.
There are.
We are a game console agnostic. Is that the right word? Agnostic?
Yeah, we're console agnostic.
Console agnostic. So we play pretty much everything, whether it's on Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Steam, anything.
Yep. Don't care about the console. Care about having fun.
If Skyrim is on my refrigerator, I'll play it.
We won't be too long before, and you'll be able to go up the mountains where it's cold.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
get the fuel effect.
Oh,
there. It's just like,
if I'm up there with the graybeards, I can stick my head in the freezer and get the real effect.
Okay, dad jokes are already starting.
Anyway,
dad references.
Guys, you're getting a taste already. This is. Do you guys have anything else you want to share?
Yeah, just one real quick thing. If you notice that I kind of shake a lot, this is part of the fun part about getting old. When you do, sometimes life throws something at you that you don't expect. And so I've got a incurable neurodegenerative disease, which gives me tremors. And they get a little bit worse every year. So don't mind me. They don't bother me other than the fact they just kind of a pain in the tuchus. But If you do want to find out more about Parkinson's disease, go to Elder Geek Gamer and look at my fight with Parkinson's. I've got a YouTube video on it to tell you more, but that's the last time we'll mention it. Done.
Yeah, exactly. And we will do things to benefit Parkinson's down the road.
At some point.
There's a lot of cool benefits. We'll be doing live streams. We'll be doing just, reactions and that's going to happen down the road. And we want to be able to support those causes too.
Yep. Do good stuff.
Do good. I have a shirt that says do good, and that's important. Everybody do good out there.
Absolutely.
But Bentley, do you have anything to add before I move on?
Not quite.
No? Okay. Well, look, we're going to go over the outline of this first episode of this podcast just real quick.
First Halloween episode.
And that's the second reason why this episode is so amazing is this is themed, Halloween theme, right? And so we're only doing one podcast this month, and it's because, and again, going back to, I'm going to sidetrack one more time.
Go ahead.
We are all family men, and we have lots of responsibilities, and I travel a lot now. I was at home for quite a while. Bentley and I, those who are already subscribed to Gamer Like Dad, we did a lot of Pokemon card openings and things like that. We did some game stuff as well, but this was really where we wanted the channel to go. Do Pokemon, but also video games and that kind of thing. But it's really hard, as you guys know, and hopefully you guys can relate, those listening and watching, that it's really hard to balance those things as a dad, maybe as a mom, whatever wherever your path is in life.
And
but
just to freak you out, as a retiree, everybody thinks when they get old, they're going to retire and they got nothing to do. Guess what? Nature hates a vacuum. And as soon as you free up your time, nature goes, you got this to do, and you got this to do, and you got this to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I have about as much time to game as they do.
Yeah. Bentley, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's grown like less and less time to game over the years.
Yeah. Well, you're also in high school.
That's true.
Yeah. So what's stopping you? I mean, you're just a kid. You don't have kids.
I have no excuses. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But that's why we're doing this. This brings us together, and it gives us a chance to talk about our combined gaming experiences and helps us keep going. So I think this is really going to help, Chris. It's a great idea. I'm glad you did this.
Hey, I'm excited. But I'm even more excited to talk about the best holiday in the year. And that's Halloween.
What are we going to talk about tonight, Brain?
Well, Pinky, we're going to try to take over the world. That is a Russian Pinky in the Brain interpretation. That was really bad. I'm sorry.
That was good.
I'm sorry. Bentley's over here laughing.
I set you up. I apologize.
Yes,
okay, let's talk about what we're going to be doing.
We are going to talk about that. So this is a Halloween themed. And so the first segment of this, guys, we're going to run you over it real quick. The first segment, we're going to be talking about maybe some games that we've already played or a game that we're playing now. Something old, something new. But it's Halloween themed. Spooky has that vibe, right?
Very much so.
I think we'll each do two, and we'll go around the table. I'll start with one, maybe kick us off, and then we'll go around the table and go in that format. The next segment is actually we're going to talk about difficulty level in these games and maybe other games we've played. What we prefer in difficulty level, like how we like to approach these games.
Is it okay to go baby wavy mode?
And is it okay to go baby wavy mode? Yes, exactly. And then in the third, the last segment of the podcast, we're going to talk about some collectibles we're collecting and just some
Halloween
themed ones. Yeah, exactly. We're going to stick with the theme. So should I kick us off?
Do it.
All right, let's do it. Guys, this first game is actually relatively new. I talked about it, and I'm going to show a little. For those not watching the podcast, the video version, you can go to YouTube and go to the channel and watch the video version if you want. But I've been playing this game on the Steam Deck, and I just acquired a Steam Deck. And can I just tell you guys, the Steam Deck is quickly rising in one of my top consoles to play on. I don't want to rub it in, but I'm the only one here at this table that owns a Steam Deck.
I had one, and they gave me 3 days to say I wanted it. And that was the 3 days I decided not to look at my email. I've been waiting for it. I had it all set to go. It was going to be sent to me, and I got lazy and I didn't watch my email. And so you, for once, got something before I did.
I did. It's really the only thing I think I've gotten before my dad. But that Steam Deck is paying off, and because I'm about to leave again for like 3 weeks.
You know, when I buy stuff, I always buy a copy for you. Where's my Steam Deck?
I'm sorry. I'm slacking, guys. Okay, so we were speaking of those fundraisers. I think we're gonna have to raise some money for a Steam Deck for Dad.
Duty.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway,
but I have been playing something that you guys might know. It's been talked about over a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts. and I would like to name drop these podcasts, and I probably will through the podcast.
Yeah, do it.
But even like with like Kind of Funny, with Easy Allies, with MinMax, all these, and even IGN has a lot of great podcasts. But they were talking about Vampire Survivors, and I couldn't imagine the game in my head. They were talking about this kind of wave based rogue light, start and see how far you can go, and you die.
Yeah, when you
and
told me about
starts
it,
over.
until I saw it, I really couldn't see what you're talking about.
Right. So I'm gonna play this. I got a little footage. I'll go and just play a little sample. But this game is basically, as you guys can see, just waves upon waves of things coming at you. Now, the level you're looking at this guy's playing right now he's pretty maxed out. He's got crazy weapons. He's able to clear. I mean, you can see how many people are on the board. It's pretty insane. But you start out really slow, one shot or like a whip. You start out with a whip, and its rhythm it auto fires essentially, right? So as you kill an enemy, you see it drops little blue gems. As you pick up those gems, it fills up your bar, and then once it fills up the bar, it pauses, and you're able to pick and this looks like it's going through like a timeline of what they're going to be doing to the game. But you're able to pick an ability and increase your ability, whether there's the slow hit.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, it's really slow and it's hard and you're just running away from people. But as you increase and upgrade your character, it gets easier and easier to destroy.
You know what this is
back
back from my day? This is the ultimate Robotron.
Oh, yeah. Robotron, yeah.
Just wave after wave of robots coming in.
Yeah.
It's that on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one is really great. The reason I like it too, and we're going to talk about a lot of this on the podcast, as dads, as just busy people, as you guys know, you're busy. It's sometimes nice to get a game where you can just jump in, play for like 10, 15 minutes and jump out and not have to have a huge learning curve. And this is that game. You literally just jump in, you're starting from scratch, see how far you can go. And honestly, I'm such a noob. I've only gone like 13 minutes and that's as far as I can go. But then guess what? I die and I'm like, oh, okay, I can get further than that.
We try not to say the word.
Backlog. Oh, so many games. But yeah, so this is why I picked this game. It's Halloween based. You've got the different enemies. You see skeletons, you see, and they get bigger and bigger. And there's mini bosses and bosses that come in at you.
And how much was this? This is like super cheap.
So obviously I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, but it's also on Xbox and PlayStation, and it was $5 on Steam. So really, really great one to pick up, cheap. Yeah. And just a great time to get in and out for, 10, 15 minutes. You could be waiting somewhere and play this game.
Right.
Well, if you have a Steam Deck. Oh, sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to rub that in. But yeah, so that's my first pick. Dad, what's your
Well, I will pick one that'll frustrate the heck out of you if it hasn't already. And if you've ever played it, it definitely has frustrated the heck out of you. And that would be Ghosts and Goblins, which came out in 1985 in the arcades. It's a Capcom release. And then finally came out in 1986 for the Nintendo. And then the next version of Ghosts and Goblins was the Resurrection that came out in 2021, which is on the Switch.
Look at those graphics.
PS5, Xbox, the whole thing. But yeah, this is the old graphics, which it's still fun. I one of the easy ways to play this, if you have a classic NES, it's one of the games on it. So I booted it up and recorded a little bit today, and it's a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed playing on that dinky gamepad that you can barely hold your hands on when you have big mitts like I do.
Yeah.
But it was still fun to play it. And then as far as the Ghouls and Ghosts go, of course, if you have a Genesis, you can play it on the Genesis, which is, of course, it's a 16-bit system, right? Not 32-bit.
Is Genesis 32? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Hey, you guys can comment below, actually, and correct us.
Yeah, tell me. But anyway, so Ghouls and Ghosts is on this one. And it's also, sorry, stay by the mic.
Oh, stay by the mic, yeah.
It's also on the SNES, which I really recommend. This is my favorite one out of those three.
Okay.
Other than the new 2021 release, which is really, really awesome. You've got enhanced graphics. You've got save states. You've got...
Is this Resurrection?
This is Resurrection.
Okay.
It's still Ghouls and Ghosts, though.
We have a little gameplay of Resurrection here. Yeah, nice.
It's really easy to get mixed up, which is Ghosts and Goblins and which is Ghouls and Ghosts. But Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection 2021, just about anything you can play it on out there, and it is absolutely awesome. It's a little more forgiving Also, the Super Nintendo version is a little bit more forgiving than the other ones. There's
Yeah.
some things you can do in here. You can do a double jump in this one that you can't do in the others. Because some of the other ones have the ability to fire upwards.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't. So just check it out if you got these sitting around. That's a great way to play it. Get frustrated all over again. I know you have in the past. So just it's time to revisit those frustrations and just see how far you can get. You know, majority of people, from what I understand, never get past the first stage.
I remember how brutal it was. Like the first off with Ghosts and Goblins, the original, the knockback was insane. Because once you get knocked back, then you're blinking for a little while. You have that little invulnerability, but then immediately I would just get knocked by something else and die, and I would just like throw the controller. Of course, I've never thrown controllers before. We'll tell about that story a little later. That'll
and
be
you
in
don't seem
future
to,
podcast.
you're not sure about this, but I seem to remember you finishing the Super Nintendo version of that game.
If I finish that version, I think I deserve a reward.
Yeah,
or-
and then
or
the
some kind of
Super
award.
Nintendo version is called Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Okay.
But I think you finished that one, or
Got
you got really, really close. Because the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo were Chris's consoles.
Absolutely.
And I would spend my time watching him play games.
Oh man.
They really weren't my consoles. That started with Genesis and some things going forward, but that's what he played.
And
all
when
the time.
when we say they were mine, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an only child, so they were mine.
So Bentley, before I throw it over to you for your game to talk about, did you ever play the NES or the Super NES?
I don't think so. No.
I think we played a little bit on the mini systems.
Yeah, we played a few of the older games and stuff like that, but
Have I failed as a father?
I just didn't invite him over enough. That's clear.
Yeah, apparently.
I
I've
think
dropped the ball and he didn't hang out with you enough.
Oh, well. That's okay. It's all yours.
it's a fail all around.
Oh my goodness.
What
All right.
are you into?
Well, the first game I'm going to be covering is Max: The Curse of Brotherhood.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so
I have some gameplay for that too.
yeah, when you guys were asking me about like what games I was playing involving Halloween and creepy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this was the first game that I thought of. It has a lot of cool elements, and I actually got into this game quite a bit. It came out in 2013, so 9 years ago, and as you can see from the gameplay, there's a lot of cool things.
It looks spooky. Look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a little bit of a spooky story, but it's also kind of lighthearted as
I
well.
got to stop Bentley for a second and tell him how he described this game to his dad. The game with the pencil in it.
He did.
Yeah.
When he told me about what game
Yeah.
he was going to talk about, he said the game with the pencil and the boy. And I was like,
Got it.
But then I was like, is it Max? Like the very first one. This came with the original Xbox, right? Or Xbox One. I think it was the Xbox One.
Oh, yeah, I think it's that.
Those
that
who are
early,
listening
yeah.
or watching, comment below. Yeah, let us know. Is that I think that was the Xbox One. Go ahead, Bentley.
So
Sorry.
yeah, that's basically it. I really liked how the game worked and solving all the little puzzles on each level with your pencil and the different powers that came with your pencil.
Did you finish it?
Actually, I'm not. I don't think I did,
Are you sure?
or maybe I did.
I think we rolled credits on it. Because
Yeah,
I was sitting there
I-
with you when you played it.
I got very close. If
Yeah.
I didn't, but
Yeah.
definitely one of the games that I've played a lot of.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It had an addictive gameplay.
Looks like fun. I'd like to
element.
give it a try.
Yeah. Yeah. This was I think this was one of the release games for the Xbox One.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And they pushed this with it. And so it was one of the few games we could play. So we played it. But no, it ended up being really good.
It
The
was.
sound, everything was really nice on it. I think I remember that. That's a good pick.
Hmm.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so-
Chris, it's back to you, I think.
Yeah, I have a second one. So I was scratching my brain on this, and I wanted to go a little. Yeah, is that a brain sucker starving? That's the old dad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. For those not watching, dad had his hand sucker on my head there. But yeah, my second game is if I can cut to the screen here, I'll do a little gameplay on it. But before I intro it, this game. I don't even know if it was, it's not like a AAA game or at all. Like I don't know how it came out. If it came out on like live or whatever, it might've been live. But this, if you want to talk about the ultimate Halloween themed game, not spooky game, Halloween, it is Costume Quest.
Is this a Double Fine game?
I do believe it's Double Fine. Let's look it up. It's we have some little gameplay here, but it is done by Yep, Double Fine. There it is.
Yeah, I mean,
The
they're
intro.
a great developer.
Yeah, and this game, let me tell you, Bentley now remembers once I said the sound when you're walking around the neighborhood, you're trick or treating, you're doing all this stuff, and you get to wear different costumes, but you'll encounter monsters. And depending on which costume you're wearing, you there's a lot of collectibles as you can see on the video, guys. If you're not watching the video, hop over to YouTube, watch the video. But depending on your costume, like this one's wearing the unicorn. Boom! When you encounter the monster, you upgrade to the like powerful unicorn, and you fight. Now the fights are turn based. So once you're done running around, it's kind of a top-down view for those listening when you're trick-or-treating. But when you run into a monster, you're then thrown into a different, screen, and then you do the turn-based combat. And this one is definitely that. You want to just talk about ultimate feel of Halloween?
It looks like fun.
It's perfect. And as a kid,
yeah.
guys, as a kid, when you dressed up for Halloween, you were that character, And this game kind of, I think, Double Fine, when they made this game, I'm sure the people on the team were like, all right, when you guys dressed up, didn't you feel like you were that character? And that is, again, the reason why Halloween is the best, right?
All right, I'm going to throw you all for a loop. We got to be quick on this because we don't want to go over
our time.
What's your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn?
Oh my goodness. You didn't prep us for this at all.
Hard.
I did not. I was throwing it your way. I liked your French fries and ketchup one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You did that with
That's
a friend, right?
Mm-hmm. I was French fries. He was ketchup.
Yeah.
It was really great.
It was pretty great. And then we encountered somebody else who was trick-or-treating. Some like random lady.
Were they mustard?
Who was dressed up as no, she was like fries or something, and her dog was ketchup.
That's amazing.
There you go. How about you, Chris?
That's a good one. So best costume as far as just maybe the amount of time put into it. I honestly couldn't pick one out, but I would say the most used costume is my Jedi costume because I put a lot of time and effort into it.
That's awesome.
The robes were from a costume shop, so they're not really like authentic Star Wars robes, but
they look great.
They're pretty close. And I got like the chaps, like the short chaps for riding horses to wrap the leather around, to show the leather look around my like my lower leg, my shin, And I wore these leather boots that they would go over, so it looked
sure
like
you weren't trying to be Rey?
I don't know, but it worked out pretty well. And of course, we've collected lightsabers over the years.
Yeah, you have.
Belly and I actually got to go to Disney and build our own recently, which was absolutely awesome. But I'd have to say Jedi costume.
Great.
Yep. What about you?
Well, a few years back, my wife Susan and I went to a Halloween party, and I dressed up as Zorro, and she was Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was Zorro's wife in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to do, nobody knew me in this place. So Zorro's a simple costume, right? But I put on a really good Spanish accent. I came in and had all the women thinking I'm from Spain. They'd ask me these questions, and I do it in this really nice Spanish accent. Finally, about halfway through the party, I went, "Oh, and by the way, I speak like this." And they went,
"Oh, major disappointment."
I just blew the whole mystery right there.
The whole room exhaled.
Hilarious. Anyway, all right.
That's a good question. Thanks for the sidebar. That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
All right, so let's go back to
I'm going to pass it on to you.
Before we get off Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins, if you want to see a lot more information about this, Slopes Game Room, SLOPES Game Room.
Okay.
They have the Ghosts and Goblins, the complete history, and that way you can really get the timeline and those type of things. He did a great job with it.
And we can put those links in the description below.
We will try.
We'll do that.
Okay, so what's my next one? And this was the one I only played just a little, and I'm surprised that it's a single-player game. But I tell you what I like about this, and this is Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. And in 2009, it came out, and then it got remastered in 2019. But it's only a single-player game, which is kind of a bummer. But I tell you what I like about it is if you like Ghostbusters, it's like hanging with the original team, Dan Aykroyd and the crew. Every single joke, everything they do it's just like being in the movie with them.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it just that much worthwhile. And the gameplay's fine. It's enjoyable. It's typical stuff, zap, don't cross the streams, zap the ghost, contain it, put it in the container and pick it up.
Did you say this was third person or first person?
This is third person.
Yes, third person. Okay.
Yes, third person, but it's just single player. But
I've got some gameplay here.
What is coming out here soon is Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, which is a 4 versus 1. And one person tries to hide as the ghost, and you can what's the word? Not inhabit.
No way.
When they take over an object.
A body? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Just anything in the environment. You hide from people, and they have to find you. I wonder if they give you Tobin's spirit guide to figure the game out or not.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. But
That's hilarious.
But this is fun, and if you want to hang with the original Ghostbusters crew, do you remember seeing Ghostbusters with me?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
scared the pants off.
It was awesome. When they were in the library, and
the library is the very beginning of the movie.
The very beginning, the ghost comes out. It's like, yeah.
Billy, you saw it.
Yeah,
you remember?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was great.
You actually just saw it just recently. Not too far.
It was
not too long.
It was a while ago, but
okay. I'm old. I don't remember.
Yeah.
We won't talk about Ghostbusters 2. But,
no.
So anyway, Ghostbusters, the video game, and the remastered version right now is like around $20, which was less than the $29 to download it off of Xbox Game Pass. Or
Hold on. Are you saying when you down Ghostbusters 2, you don't like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Well, I love the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Okay.
Man. Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay.
What did I say?
No. You said we won't talk about Ghostbusters 2, but now go back to the new game that's coming out, Ghostbusters. What was it called again?
It's Spirits Unleashed.
Spirits Unleashed. I do believe, I want to say, I'm a little shout out. We're a nobody podcast. Nobody knows us yet, but again, I listen to Kind of Funny. I believe the very own Greg Miller is in that game.
No way.
I believe those that are listening or watching, comment below, but I think he does some voiceover work, and I'm not sure if they actually put him in the game or not. But he's a huge Ghostbusters fan. If you look in his background on any of his podcasts, he's got an actual like a pack. He's got a proton pack on the wall.
By the way, have you seen the most recent Ghostbusters movie, the one with the kid from Stranger Things?
Yes.
That was really good.
I enjoyed
I thought
the
they
new
did a
one.
great job.
Did you watch the new one?
I have not.
Oh, I think I might know what we'll be watching.
Yeah, so
for Halloween.
Talk about dad jokes. One last thing here real quick. On my Twitter.
Yeah.
This girl does these beautiful drawings, and she did one of the Ecto-1, which is the vehicle that they all drive around in. And I said, yeah, I saw that thing in a race between Mustang and that and the Ecto-1.
Oh.
And she said, worst dad joke ever. And I said, no, I really kind of like the worst grandfather joke ever.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's good.
That was it. So
it did win.
Anyway, that's my time.
That's a good one.
That's what
a good
I got.
one. All right, Bentley. I think that brings it back to you for your your second
Already.
pick. Yeah.
All right, I actually have a prop for this one.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah.
Show that off.
It is, the game is Luigi's Mansion. Specifically, Dark Moon, I believe, was the version that I played on the 3DS. So I have my 3DS right here.
Nice.
And yeah, I've played this game definitely not as much as like Max, The Curse of Brotherhood, but I did play it a little bit, and it was one of the first games I got on the 3DS. So there you go. You can see.
Oh,
there's the card.
Nice. We'll zoom in on that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was one of the first games I got on the 3DS, and it's definitely classic for Nintendo because they do a lot of versions. I think they have a third one out right now, right?
I think we got a lot. Yeah, it's Luigi's Mansion 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it on the Switch, and I've got the same one you've got on the 3DS XL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun game.
Well, this is put out by Nintendo Central, but here's a little gameplay. Nice. You remember much about the game other than just
basically just vacuuming stuff and,
the typical Luigi's Mansion.
Trying not to get killed by ghosts.
See, Nintendo's just trying to teach you good principles like learning how to vacuum your room.
Exactly.
Pick up
That's
when you
right.
make a mess.
Yeah.
That's Nintendo's. That's kind of how that's their
right.
forte.
That's right. Cleanliness is important. Yes. Very good. Yeah, I don't think much of the gameplay is. I mean, people really enjoy Luigi's Mansion. I know that I don't know much about it. I haven't played a lot of it, but I know it really creates a really cool feel. Again, the atmosphere, the sounds. Nintendo's pretty good at that, right?
Yeah.
And Luigi always doing the wah.
Or certain games you really want to play with headphones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is one of them.
Yeah.
If you can play with headphones, it's much better.
And now that I think about it, I think on what was that game called that we played on the Wii U? Was it Nintendo Land or something?
Nintendo Land. The most underrated game on the Wii U.
That was a great game. I think there was a version of Luigi's Mansion or something like that where you had to bust ghosts in Nintendo Land.
Oh, there was.
And we played.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You had to shine a flashlight.
Uh-huh.
And we would like go around the map.
And some people were ghosts.
We had to try and grab you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
I remember that.
Mhm.
Nintendo Land, man. If you guys are still playing on a Wii U or are able to access those games, that one and Sweet Deo was the one. Shoving all the
So
candy in your
great.
mouth.
So
I
great.
never laughed so hard in a video game. You'd start sweating and your head gets bigger, and then you run slower so they can come and catch you. And so the way to get away from you have to spit all the candy out
Yeah.
because it's still in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the best.
In keeping with our Halloween theme, we're
Yeah,
now chucking up candy.
we got going from candy, right? But okay, that's a great pick. Did we cover them all? Did we hit them all?
Did we?
Yeah. Did you hit your second?
I did
you hit
too.
your second?
Yep.
I hit my second.
Yep.
All right, guys. That ends it. But we're talking about these games, and they all vary. I think the difficulty level on these games vary. But let's bring us into that next topic. It's gonna be a short topic. Yeah, discussion and that's about difficulty. Like I don't know. Let's throw it to Bentley. Bentley, we're gonna throw to you first. What
Difficulty.
Yeah, depending on the game.
What's your default? What do you usually start out at?
Okay.
Yeah.
Normal or
Yeah, my default is normally the default setting.
normal?
So you don't touch it.
Yeah, most games I like never touch difficulty. But a lot of times, because I always want to play the game at normal first. I feel like that's kind of, that's not set in stone for me, but that's kind of something I've developed where I want to play in the normal mode. But then I'll like go back and maybe play it in a harder version for like Terraria and stuff like that. I, played it in hard mode and didn't get as far as in normal mode. But, I think for me, it's just, I like to experience the game as it is first, but I also do like to see those other modes because there's a lot of cool things in the modes, in the harder or easier modes that you can't access in just the regular game. So,
yeah, that's a good point. Dad, what about you?
Well, I've got a unique perspective on it
Uh-oh.
because as
Unique?
I have,
Unique,
I have a
unique?
very unique
All right.
perspective on
All right.
it, and that's from an aging gamer, and so it's really
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to use a controller now with this. It just makes it a lot tougher to do. My hand cramps up and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So playing on normal, I always felt like I did something bad when I switched to easy mode. But I've got two things to say about this. One, if you need to switch to a mode to enjoy and finish the game, do it. And one way to finish your backlog is if you're on a hard game, just suck it up and switch it down a level. You can always push it back up. A lot of games will let you on the fly pop down a level and pop back up.
Nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays.
Before, no.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you can, one way to get your backlog down is to just say, look, you know what? I'm doing this with the original God of War, not the original one, the one on PS4, PS5, before the new one comes out,
Right.
before Ragnarok comes out.
Right. Yeah.
Because I want to get that done.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the blended experience where it says it'll blend it for you. And it's still challenging and it's a lot of fun. Even my wife comes by and she watches that. She goes, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So in my opinion is don't feel like you're less of a man or a woman by taking that difficulty level down if you need to. Besides the fact, nobody will know,
yeah.
and you'll get rid
Oh,
of
they'll know.
Oh, no, they won't.
You can just say that you completed the game.
Completed the game.
I've 100%ed all of these games.
And you know
Yeah.
what? I reduced my backlog by 10%.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's worth it right there,
Yeah.
right?
So that's my thought. And it helps me because it's just so tough sometimes to do something that's a real Twitch game for me.
Yeah.
I've got to mellow out.
So it depends on the game for you too, but typically
And the controller.
and the controller.
I find bigger controllers work better for me.
I like the example you used, trying to pick up, like if you're picking up with a game that's coming out soon, that's a sequel.
Mhm.
I like the idea of just playing it a little on easier mode just so you can experience, say, pick up the story, know what's going on.
Yeah, get it done. I mean,
Yeah.
have some fun getting it done. You don't walk into the next one blind. And I'm going to do the same thing with Forbidden West and Forbidden Zero Dawn.
Yep.
I never finished Zero Dawn. I'd like to go back and finish that, but I think I'm going to drop it back a level.
Yeah.
And then before I do the next one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's going to be a video, not to plug my channel or anything, but I'm going to be doing a video where I'm actually going to be using the Steam Deck as my portable PlayStation.
you can do that?
You can do that. People are like,
Wow.
what?
Who'd have guessed?
But what's cool is, now that Sony's releasing a lot of the games on PC and on Steam, I can go back and, well, of course, for full price. But, if I haven't picked up the game, say, Well, I have God of War, and I kind of had a hard time thinking if I wanted to buy that on Steam and restart it because I was like a third of the way through, but I wouldn't really remember.
Right.
So I should probably just go ahead and do it. In that instance, I would definitely play it on easy mode.
Yeah.
And just
To
enjoy
enjoy it.
get
Right.
through it. You get ready for Ragnarok.
By the way, your father took care of you, as you recall in this one.
He did.
And we
Remember-
both have copies of God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition coming
With the hammer.
with the hammer.
Wow.
Yes.
Very nice.
So, yes, some people remember.
Some people buy their children things and some people forget about their fathers.
No, he's actually been really good to
Should have gotten them a Steam Deck. Oh no.
No,
I'm going to be answering to this
I don't
for a
need
while.
one more thing. And I think I'm going to pick up an Evercade.
Oh, cool.
The new one, the XP coming out. It's like
Cool.
$150,
Yeah.
so I'll do that.
Well,
That'll be mine.
just to finish that, just going back, finish that topic about easy mode. I think so. On my perspective is so Bentley defaults. Do you ever change?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Young stud.
Do you ever find a reason? Yeah, he's young. He's quick. He's nimble.
He's virile.
He can work that controller like nobody can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Well,
so that
part of it is I play easier games than you
Okay.
guys probably.
oh
I do like
You
I
don't
like-
do a lot of first person like crazy action shooter stuff.
not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that
that's
might-
another
that might
topic we'll
play
talk
into it.
about is like our style of game. that
Yeah, we
tend
need to do
grab.
that because Chris and I have sunk many hours in together on Destiny.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm wearing, for those, if you want to watch the video podcast, I have a Destiny shirt on. I had to do many achievements to get this
You
shirt.
didn't tell me because I had mine.
I'm sorry. I just randomly picked
you
it from
wanted
the
to
closet.
steal the whole.
I did. I wanted to be
show.
like, everybody watching this podcast, look at me. Doesn't
Yeah.
this shirt look amazing? No, but back to the difficulty. I think where I'm at right now, I think it's also a stage in life too, right? Like right now, being 45, traveling, got a lot of stresses coming at me,
Mhm.
you know, just trying to juggle and deal with things. Bentley's already witnessed it. I've never yelled at a game before. Yeah, I yell
Or
at
thrown
them.
a controller before.
Or thrown a controller. So to prevent that from happening, typically when I enter into a game, I want it to be relaxing and enjoyable.
Mhm.
But also that's changed the kind of game I play.
Mhm.
So, you know, even with something like, oh, that was a notification. Sorry, guys. With something like, Vampire Survivors, that's quick and easy. I'm not going to get upset about that necessarily
No,
as much
no.
because it's just in and out. I am playing, I don't want to just throw a couple games out there. I'm playing games like Potion Permit, which is a game very much like Stardew Valley. You're creating potions, you're curing people in the village. And I'll probably cover that more in another podcast. We can talk about games like that. But those are my speed of games right now. I will play shooters, things like Destiny. It was such a time sink that it just.
It was. You were a completionist on that too.
I
In fact, You
was.
were guiding people.
And then
you were doing the Sherpa thing.
Yeah. And then they took everything away from me. Anytime you complete something in that game, you take it away from you. And that just burned me. After 7 years, it burned me. I'm not going to get on that subject. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. But I think it's just where I am in life. I think I want to be taken away and relax when I'm playing.
There's a lot of great games for that, for some great music and some great visuals. So there's a lot of fun stuff. And so, what do you guys think about
Yeah, let us know.
difficulty level? Do you always just gut it out and make it through on normal, or do you ramp
Are you
it
like
up
the
to-
man Bentley right here and just
Yeah,
like
how do you do it?
go whole hog in the game?
Yeah, I'd like to see what everybody else is doing though. So if you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it, comment, and we'll take a look at it.
Absolutely.
What's
Awesome.
next?
Well, that was a great discussion. Well, this is the last part of the podcast, guys. If you want to run away now, go ahead. Please don't. But honestly, if you like the podcast so far, we need to remember to remind you guys to subscribe, to the channel, Gamer Like That, and also Elder Geek Gamer.
Mhm.
Those are the two channels that you're going to find all of our content on. We're going to be sharing content cross-channel, basically.
Yep.
And, promoting each other's channels. We'll promote other things too, but we'll put all the links in the description down below.
Right.
And but leave a like, hit the notification bell on YouTube, all that stuff,
Mhm.
so you guys know when we release these things.
Yep.
But the last topic is going to be in the collectibles
Oh,
area.
that's right. I
Yeah.
almost forgotten about that.
Yeah. So
We brought goodies.
we brought goodies, and we'll just stay here, full frame face, so you guys can see us. Dad, do you want to get us cranking on this? I can even help you with this since I have
What do you
one
have
that
out
is.
there?
I have. I think you can show one of the other boxes. But we just ran across. I was in Target actually not too long ago, and I sent a picture to my dad. And
What did I say?
you were like, "Where is that? How did you? What did you? Why did you give me? Gimme." That was his exact response. No, it wasn't. But And then, of course, he, like a good collector dad, went and bought the whole thing from other websites, tracked them all down. But I found here, I'll just bring mine out real quick, and then you want me to show you all the boxes?
Sure.
I'm going to reach behind me, guys.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to, oh man, that hurt just twisting around. So this is the Leonardo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
The Leonardo DiCaprio.
Not DiCaprio. Figure. And what did you say? These are 8 feet? 8 feet. 8 inches?
8 feet
8
tall.
feet tall, guys. I couldn't
Life
fit this in the
size.
room. Whoa, that was amazing.
Life-size statues.
Life size. And for those not watching, the way I have, they come with so many different ways to set up the figure. But the way I have Leonardo here set up, he's actually, is he the hunchback in this one? I'm trying to think. He's the hunchback. So you can see the shell. It's pretty big. I have him holding one of his swords or katanas, and I put flames on the end of it. And then in his other hand, he's holding a skull. But you can see he is the hunchback. And if you open up his shell, I'll hopefully
this is awesome.
things won't get all dumped out, which they might all fall out. Yeah. So, well, I have some extra hands. But if you look in the shell, and what I'll do is I'll zoom in. But there's like a brain in a case. It's like the little secret lab in the shell, holding all the different little what is it? There's a bone. You can put all the hands, but I love this little case. You can put this little glass case with a
Right. I think there's even like a little crack in the glass case, or
there's a little crack.
It's a clock on the front, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like little pressure gauges.
Yeah, pressure gauges.
Yeah, but they are releasing. Dad's going to show you, but they are releasing these, all of them. They even have an April O'Neil, and they have Splinter.
Splinter's gonna be cool
as Van Helsing.
It's Van Helsing.
The hunter.
Come on.
Yeah. April we weren't as impressed with, but the Turtles and Splinter are definitely where it's at.
And the boxes are just, I love things in great boxes. I mean, if you look at the artwork on the outside of that.
This is all by NECA.
This is NECA stuff,
Yeah.
which is really high quality.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the character itself, his goatee is kind of understated.
Yeah.
I wish it was more like in this graphic here, but that's okay.
Where they've brought out
they
looks like
really
they've
brought
done
it
some
out.
extra stuff.
But
there.
then there's in here, and then you've got another nice graphic inside.
Look at that.
And you've got different descriptions in the back. I love stuff that has great boxes. In fact, that's one of the reasons I don't have a lot of room in my game room.
Yeah.
Because I keep the boxes on display when they're really cool.
And these are just perfect for Halloween. First off, these are, again, guys, Halloween, best holiday, right, Bentley?
Best holiday ever.
Keep going. You know?
He's gonna. We have this constant debate whether Halloween or Christmas are the best holidays. We go back and forth, but
So,
yeah,
I'm hiding behind
but
you.
yeah, no, Halloween, one of the best holidays, and then combining that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is what I grew up with. Watching the movie when the movie came out just was so exciting.
Was it one of the good movies?
The first one.
Yeah.
I
can't
mean,
remember.
it was hype. Of course, all the other ones after that were eh.
There was like one newer one I kind of liked.
Yeah.
But
They've released some animes and things that were not too bad.
one of the things they don't know, there's actually a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade one up in here.
There is. It's
Where's it?
hiding.
It's behind here.
It's behind the curtain.
I didn't have
Don't
enough
pay
room.
attention to the man behind the curtain.
And like so many other things, I just gave it to my son.
He gave me these
Gave it-
gaming systems.
So anyway, but these are really cool. And then here's the Mummy.
Yeah,
That's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo's the Mummy, and what's great about the Mummy is he's got different heads,
Yes.
and
like
one of
that.
them is like, isn't he kind of like googly eyed, weird? He looks all zombified in a way.
Yes, he does. In fact, he's got looks like he's eating something because he's got some stuff on his teeth.
Yeah, it's so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that one.
So Michelangelo
Frankenstein.
is the Mummy, and then you have Frankenstein monster, which is Raphael, right?
Raphael. Yeah.
So the only one we're missing, we don't have yet, is Donatello, the staff.
So there's this one.
Oh, look at
Frankenstein's
that box.
monster.
These boxes are so great.
Just the whole artwork on them is just
Look at all
lots of
that.
fun, kind of
Look at the
retro.
hype on the back. Yeah.
And I like turtle stuff, so or I wouldn't have had TMNT to give to Chris, but really cool stuff, very enjoyable. And as the other ones come out, I'll probably pick those up. And just if you want to indulge the old man for a minute, the elder
Absolutely.
geek,
Yeah. What do you got? You can fill this in for Bentley. Bentley, do you have a collectible you want to talk about at all, or?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm a noob when it comes to collecting.
Well, being in the younger side, it's a little hard to be just randomly buying
true.
junk to throw in a room.
So you got to remember, for me growing up, black and white TV was a big deal. We didn't get color TV until like 1971. And so a lot of our movies were black and white. And there was a guy named Lon Chaney who played the original Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
And what really cracked me up was when I opened this up and looked at it, the sculpt on his head looks exactly like the actor.
Like the actor. That's amazing.
I mean, and you wouldn't know that because you haven't seen these things and you don't really care to see them.
So nobody would know unless you've seen the
Yeah,
movie.
but when you see an old fart like me and ask him, say, does that really look like Lon Chaney? Why, yes, it does.
That's awesome.
So that's very cool.
What does the
And I
back
also
look
got-
like of that box? Very cool. Oh, look at that.
And then Boris Karloff was a very notable actor way back when. And this is probably the stuff from the 50s. Like I said, I
Okay.
think, Frankenstein. So he did the original Frankenstein, Boris Karloff. And check this one out. You said there was a goofy head on the last one.
Uh-huh.
Check out, he looks like Herman Munster.
Oh, he does. He really does. That's
I wish I could show it to you and get you up closer, but
if
This-
you
this
if you
per-
put it up to the camera, I'll be able to zoom in.
this particular
Here,
head,
let me hold it for you.
that
That's
one here,
awesome.
looks like Herman Munster.
That's great. That's really cool.
So anyway, that's
Love it.
That's the collectibles that you've gotten some and I've gotten some, and we didn't give Bentley any of them.
Yeah.
But,
Well, one of the things that I guess we'll talk with Bentley for our thing is the Pokemon Company. Last year they had a calendar to open
that's
up
right.
an advent calendar for Halloween, which we did some shorts
Mm-hmm.
for. This year they released. You want to grab that little bag over there?
Sure.
They had Bentley's going to go grab it. It's just for Pokemon, for all you Pokemon people out there. And if you didn't know, if you can go to Target or Walmart, and this can be Bentley's section while I just show it off. But I think it's just hidden in there somewhere on the desk. But it's they're actually for trick or treating. So there's Pokemon cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they come in a little 3-pack. Maybe you can find it. I don't know. I thought it was hidden under all the Pokemon Go stuff. We have a lot of Pokemon cards, but it comes in an
found
orange
it.
bag, and I think there's like, I don't know how many come in a bag. You want to show it off, Benny? Yeah, I think there's
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, includes 40 mini packs of
Yeah.
Pokemon TCG cards.
yeah.
So here it is right here. I think it's just random. It's not like a new set or anything,
It's
right?
different. It's random artworks from different sets.
Yeah,
And then they put the Halloween emblem on it,
that's right.
like the little
Okay.
Pikachu pumpkin head.
So it's like a set, but like a reprint of different.
Right. And I can't remember how many are in the set. It's not a lot,
Hmm.
15, 16.
Yeah, normally the holiday sets are.
Yeah. But
Smaller.
that was a really cool idea for trick or treating. I always thought, I was like, last year we thought about giving away some Pokemon card packs,
Mm-hmm.
at the door for kids, with the candy. We don't want them to be like, "Where's the candy?" You
There's
gotta-
not a lot of things you lose me on, but Pokemon's one of them.
Dad, Elder Geek Gamer is not the biggest Pokemon follower.
Well, but I enjoy the community. Like some of your friends that
Oh,
are in the community have been
Great
great,
community.
great people.
And the people watching this, there a lot of the people watching this at the beginning are going to be Pokemon people,
Mhm.
and they've been so supportive of our channel, and we're
Supportive of me.
and supportive of you. It's been spectacular, and so yeah, great community, and we appreciate the support. But yeah, if you're looking for something new this Halloween, there you go. Pokemon kind of gave you a little something new. You guys may have already seen videos of openings with these cards, but that's a cool addition. I like that they did that.
And I may do an opening of these figures
Yeah.
on my channel.
Yeah.
So if you want to do for a detailed opening, I'll probably do that in the next week.
Gotcha.
Possibly. Hold
Awesome.
me to it.
Awesome.
So
Well, guys, this is nearing the
been
end of the
fun.
podcast.
it's been fun.
Everyone listening and watching, let us know what you think about the podcast.
Yeah.
We're very excited. I think one of our goals is we're going to do this twice a month.
Mhm.
Starting, I think I might have mentioned that at the beginning, but that's going to be the goal, twice a month,
Mhm.
probably second and fourth week on the release. And then if we can handle that schedule, we'll try to go to weekly.
Right.
There's plenty of content to talk about, guys. This is obviously just Halloween based, and
Yeah. And just can I cover a couple real quick
yeah,
things?
absolutely. Yeah, Dad's gonna cover some topics.
So we came up with a segment list: retro TV, retro games, and retro consoles, and something we'll be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
New games, toys, consoles, and things that are releasing this month. This month in gaming, I've got over 350 gaming magazines going back to 2000.
I just want to shout out just real quick Game Scoop. They do that. Well, they'll pull a Nintendo Power
Mhm.
and they'll read from it's Damon Hatfield, I think, that runs that
Yeah.
podcast. He's great. And they'll read a blurb, like a writing from it.
It's so funny to
the way
go
they
back.
talked back then is hilarious.
It is. It's
The
all hype.
is insane.
It's all hype. You and I just came up with the hype.
Yeah,
the same
hype is
exact
insane
things,
in those magazines.
So this month in gaming, looking back, Co-op Corner is a segment we'd like to have because we think that as a family, you want to do more co-op games. Great games in under 10 hours. And how do we bust
That's a
that
good one.
backlog? What we're playing, and then discussion items. And favorite games of all time, favorite game series. Is it okay to use easy mode, which we just did,
Mhm.
and other stuff ongoing? If you've got some discussions you'd like us to have, or if you've got some different segments you'd like us to consider, let us know.
Oh,
We'd be
yeah.
happy to.
Yeah, because there's plenty of things we haven't thought of, and especially with this dynamic of our ages,
Mhm.
right? And our experience, we can definitely talk about some things that not a lot of people can talk about.
Hey, you ain't gonna have me around forever, so take advantage of this old brain.
We got to take advantage of this guy for sure. And this guy over here for sure.
Absolutely, it's great to have my grandson here too.
It's great having being all together. And Bentley's been playing a lot of new games, actually.
Yeah.
He's kind of our young and upcoming reviewer, which is now that's the other thing I'm going to talk about. We're not reviewers. We're not actually going to
No.
review games on this podcast and channel, but we will give our impressions.
It's got a 52 out of
Yep.
5.
Yeah. But I believe I don't want to say the games you're playing, Bentley.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but they are newer Nintendo based and Xbox and
Easier games.
easier games.
Chill games.
They're shooters, but they're easier.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's not the
I
shooter
like
you
it.
would think of.
No,
They're both technically shooters.
no, they're not throwing a controller at the wall.
So come on, somebody's got to do it.
What's that?
These are not the shooters you're looking for.
Oh, great Star Wars
Come
reference.
on.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the way to end the podcast. We'd like to thank you so much for watching Gamer Like Dad, our very first podcast. High fives all around. Come on.
Oh,
Hey, all right. This is good. You want to go across maybe?
Oh, yeah,
There
absolutely.
it is. We're just glad we could get this started and that we could throw this content out to you guys. Again, we greatly appreciate the support. And if you want to check us out, Dad, where can they find you? One more time.
Elder Geek Gamer on YouTube. And they can also find me as Elder Geek Gamer 1 on Twitter, although I don't do a lot on Twitter.
Now you will.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We're going to
me
put
up.
all the links in the description below. Of course, you can find Bentley at A Gamer Like Dad and also myself, Chris, at A Gamer Like Dad.
Are those email
YouTube.
addresses?
Those are email addresses, but we'll put it all in the description.
Cool.
Of course, Gamer Like Dad on YouTube. However that whole URL thing works, I don't know. I'll get it straightened out. I'm not good at spewing it out.
I'll check it for you.
Yeah, awesome.
I actually know something he does.
He does. No, he knows plenty of things.
I'm the
what?
technical
Bentley has the surprised look on his face. But again, once again, guys,
Yeah,
happy Halloween.
absolutely.
Yeah, let us know what you guys are excited about Halloween, what you're collecting, what you're playing,
Mhm.
and what you're excited for. Because, I mean, arguably Halloween is the best day.
And you have our permission to eat as much candy as you want.
Do not listen to your dentist.
The more candy you eat, the more your backlog gets reduced.
And our permission really matters. Like you don't have
It
to listen
does.
to your parents.
No.
No.
You know,
Nope.
Your wife, your spouse.
No.
No.
Don't worry about it. We got you covered.
No, the authority is here.
Yeah, just have them give us a call at
Yeah.
555-1212-555.
That's not a real number, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go before we get ourselves in trouble. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.
Next time.